I mean, how remarkable both these players have been. Lamar was really good again this past weekend. I thought some of the touch throws that he had, one for a touchdown, another to Isaiah Likely, was great. And then Josh Allen. Josh Allen was absolutely spectacular yesterday versus a very good defense. And the playmaking ability, what guy is going to make that one play that just, you're like, no way that you should be as a person allowed to go make that play versus other people and do. Both of them have been absolutely sensational. I'll be fired up to watch that one Sunday night.
These teams met early in the year. Baltimore won going away. It was a dominating performance, Rex. What reason should anyone have to think this could be different?
Oh, well, I mean, it's not going to be different unless Buffalo makes it different. And how are you going to do it? You got to change what you do defensively. You got to get out of playing all those little DBs all over the place, regardless of what their personnel grouping is. That's good in theory, all right? But are you kidding me? You will get destroyed. Derrick Henry, last time they met, he only averaged 10.7 yards against those 5 DBs. 10.7 per carry. Are you? That doesn't make sense to me. I'm no mathematician, but you're going to get smoked if you stay in that. So bring in bigger bodies, and you got to attack the line of scrimmage to have any chance.
Defenses like this that like to play a lot of nickel, that are into, I mean, they're best when they're ahead. You know, and that's you got to get that way somehow. And I'm with you. And how they change things now just to stop the run, which you did in the past. But still, it's like you got to score. Josh Allen's got to score.
And D-Wood, did we see the formula all year long? Like Rex said it great on Saturday on Countdown. He said there's only one coordinator in the league that can stop Derrick Henry, and it's his own offensive coordinator. Well, they didn't. They did it. They ran the ball. They ran the ball with Lamar. They played that physical style we all wanted to see them play last year. Is that the formula for Baltimore against the Bills on Sunday?
That's who Baltimore is. That's who you are. Like, that's why last year just drove me crazy in the AFC Championship game. You played a certain style all year long, and then in the biggest game, you go away from it. What the hell are you thinking about? And so now, if you're Baltimore, it's like there's no deviating from who we are. Okay, we're going to play good defense, and we got Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry in the backfield. Hell, I'll run them 50 times again, like they did against Pittsburgh. Now, Pittsburgh's defense is, they're like, they're
supposed to be good.
They're supposed to be good, but they're not. But I would do the same thing. If I'm Baltimore, I'm getting off the bus, and I'm letting you know right off the bus, we're not changing a thing. We're coming downhill. Let's see if you do anything to change what you did from the first time.
D-Wood, would you just say, hey, offensive line, we're going to run it right here.
We're going to run right here.
That's your mentality, right? That's your mentality. Why change? Why change?
So, Danny, quickly, what does Josh do? I feel like while the Bills have home field advantage and are the higher seed, I feel like the momentum in every way feels like it's going in Baltimore's direction. What does Josh do? What can Josh do to win this game, which I don't think most people will expect him to do?
Patience would be huge for Josh, which has been the kind of the calling card of his season. That's why he's had his MVP type of season. Is he's been so good decision making wise and not forcing the football. I was actually, just the overall takeaway, Greeny, I was a lot more impressed with Buffalo than I was Baltimore. I thought the Baltimore game was much more about the Steelers team being disgusting tape-wise. But I also think the Bills, in the different ways that they'll get to all their different 4x1s, will create some problems. This is with 2 backs on the field to start. I know Teddy broke it down before, but this is 2 running backs flowing to one side. Coop at the bottom of the screen. You get Shakir to work to the middle of the field. This is a defense that he will see versus Baltimore. Josh does a fantastic job of pinning that ball on Khalil Shakir. Now we'll get to it a different way with a Curtis Samuel in a back and a tight end and a back flowing through the backside, and then Josh checking the ball down instead of forcing the football down the field. And so the different ways that they get to these diverse formations and the different ways that they will lift coverage to try to create some voids. Now a little bit of emotion, but again, getting to another 4x1, and they can run the football with James Cook. I think both of these teams schematically are going to stress each defense, both in the run game and the pass game. We should be in for a phenomenal football game.
I'm looking at the Ravens -1 on the road in that game next Sunday night. Let me get to some of the other games here. D-Wood, you're up next. We got Rams-Vikings tonight. Which of these teams would be a bigger threat in Philadelphia next week?
I'm going to say Rams because of Matt Stafford. Matt, how many teams want to play against Matt Stafford in the postseason? This dude just knows how to win. He knows how to play, and they're healthy. They got Kyron Williams in the backfield, Puka Nacua. The Rams could present some problems.
What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think the Vikings. I think, look, you won 14 games. Really?
That's 5 seed in NFL.
That's 14 games. Yeah. So to me, and then that defense can present problems if you're not ready for that kind of pressure scheme. And then offensively, look, anytime you have Justin Jefferson, you have
Jordan Addison.
Sam Darnold was playing pretty good until Detroit smashed him. I just think that it's going to be. I think they have a chance. I really do. I think Minnesota. You don't just win 14 games by happenstance.
He would. Stafford's great. I mean, they go up against that Eagle front. I mean, it's you got. That pass rush is going to be there. I mean, how can they protect Matt Stafford against a scheme like that? I think it's Minnesota. Minnesota is a team that, I said in the meeting, this is probably the best five seed in the history of the league.
Yeah.
I mean, these guys are bad.
It is the best record any wild card team has ever had. Danny, you're there in Arizona for the game tonight, NFL Live, and all of our coverage, obviously, will be live from Arizona all day for the Vikings and the Rams. How about it? If you're Nick Sirianni watching this game, who are you hoping to get?
I'm hoping to get the Rams because the Rams of Philadelphia played and Saquon had 300 yards against them. So I think that's the big difference. Both are very good football teams. I think when the Rams are hot offensively, they can go beat anybody. The Vikings defense run-wise is sensational. They're a top 5 run defense. And I think if you're asking me what's the best way to try to knock off Philadelphia, you got to handle the run. You got to punch people in the mouth at the line of scrimmage, and you got to try to reset the line of scrimmage. I think Minnesota has shown throughout the season to be capable of that. And then the second thing is to really hurt Minnesota coverage-wise in their pass defense, because their pass defense is gettable. You got to work the middle of the field in your pass game, high-low concepts to throw the ball in between the hashes. Philadelphia doesn't do that. I think that's one of the reasons why they were covered up so much yesterday. And so I think it's the best favorable matchup for one of those teams.
We will pick the game, Vikings at Rams, tonight. A little later this morning, D. Wood will bring out the mallet and we'll smash the helmets. One more question here. Rex Ryan, who is the biggest Houston Texans fan in the world, obviously, Rex.
Absolutely.
We know you love them and they love you. Saturday, we will have that game. Texans and the Chiefs, 4:30 Eastern on ESPN and ABC and ESPN+. Should the Chiefs be concerned about this defense and this quarterback and these Texans that are coming into Kansas City?
Well, it's certainly not a bye week, is it? Oh, my goodness. I think Houston has a chance here. And because I'm not going to ignore what I just saw. I'm not going to ignore it. That pass rush was absolutely ferocious. And it wasn't just against the 5 offensive linemen. They kept shipping. Your superstar right tackle for the Chargers that I can't stand is overrated as hell. But anyway, they couldn't block them. They could not block them. And so.
Xin chào tất cả các bạn, mình lại quay lại đây. Video ngày hôm nay mình sẽ tô màu những sản phẩm này đây. Các bạn hãy xem thật kỹ nha. Đây là những sản phẩm mình chưa tô. Những sản phẩm mình tô màu xong thì chắc chắn nó sẽ rất chi là đẹp. Tại vì mình có hộp sam màu này. Sam màu này của mình nó giúp mình tô màu rất chi là đẹp luôn. Và bây giờ các bạn cùng theo dõi mình tô màu những sản phẩm nha. Hẹn gặp lại các bạn.
Bây giờ mình tiếp tục tô màu cho con.
Mẹ mua son dưỡng nha con. Dạ, nó mẹ mua son dưỡng nha con. Mọi người ơi, mình đang chọn màu xanh nha.
Có nhiều nha.
Đây màu xanh nè. Đây là màu vàng nhá. Cái mũi. Sao màu vàng mà mình chọn màu hồng ra không?
đây. Đi một tí. Bố. Một đi nhé, phải ngoan nhé. À.
Như thế sẽ là một tím nha mọi người.
Bạn nói đến mình tương mình sẽ ngủ tương giỏi như em chưa thì trước đi em.
Một tím là màu cam, ăn màu đi
Đi
đỏ
lên con. Nhanh, tôi mới ngủ đây nào. Nhanh lên.
Bốc mới đi mà mới đi quá chừng lắm.
ai vậy rồi hả mày?
Cái giấy nó nói chứ nó chạy nó không rồi.
Các bạn tay màu đỏ này nha.
Anh tí
Nó lên sang mình. Tôi sẽ là màu cam màu cuối cùng nhá. Anh thích đâu mà anh đi? Anh quân mà. Anh thích đâu anh quân nữa. Mình ơi, màu cuối cùng, không màu cuối cùng rồi, hết vòng đi. Hết vòng nha. Nhưng mà đầu tóc tí không bố.
Hello, xin chào tất cả các bạn. Mình lại quay lại đây. Video ngày hôm nay mình sẽ tô màu những sản phẩm này đây. Các bạn hãy xem thật kỹ nha. Đây là những sản phẩm mình chưa tô. Những sản phẩm mình tô màu xong thì chắc chắn nó sẽ rất chi là đẹp. Tại vì mình có hộp sam màu này này. Đấy, sam màu này của mình nó giúp mình tô màu rất chi là đẹp luôn. Và bây giờ các bạn cùng theo dõi mình tô màu những sản phẩm nha. Hẹn gặp lại các bạn.
Bông hoa màu trắng nha. Tiếp đến là một bông hoa màu
bây giờ em sẽ tiếp tô màu nha con. Đừng lấy cái đồ này.
màu của mình đây nha. Tiếp đến màu vàng nha.
sao đi học chứ?
Nghe lên không em mới đến này. Ngồi lên.
Chúng ta tất cả mọi người đã quay trở lại với kênh của mình. Ngày hôm nay mình sẽ tiếp tục hướng dẫn các bạn làm vòng. Vòng hôm nay của mình sẽ có tiêu đề là máy phun nước. Các bạn hôm nay vòng của mình sẽ có tiêu đề là máy phun tuyết. Bây giờ mình sẽ bắt đầu làm nha. Đầu tiên là màu